Now at 5, a city in mourning. Officers from all across the country come to Cincinnati to pay respects to our fallen hero, Officer Sonny Kim. Tears, sorrow, and kind words about the life he lived and the legacy he leaves behind.
He was so proud to wear that uniform.
Along the procession route, thousands came out to remember the 27-year veteran, friends, fellow officers, and strangers who just wanted to say thank you to the man who served our city's streets and died protecting them.
This gentleman was a true hero and will be a hero forever, and I just want to do my little part to honor him.
And with heavy hearts, fellow officers bid their fallen brother killed in the line of duty a final goodbye. More on Officer Kim's funeral in just a moment, but we have some breaking news in Over the Rhine involving another Cincinnati police officer. We have just learned there's been an officer-involved shooting. This is happening right now at the corner of Orchard and Main. A police officer fired at least one shot. We know the suspect was hurt. The officer was not. We don't know any other information right now about what exactly led up to this shooting. This is very much still unfolding right now. We have a WLWT News 5 crew on the way to the scene. We will bring you new information as soon as we get it. And again, this on the day where Cincinnati buries one of its heroes and honors him. Good evening, I'm Cherie Palello. Mike Dardis has the night off. Thousands packed the Cintas Center today, and thousands more lined the procession route to honor Cincinnati police officer Sonny Kim. We have team coverage for you tonight. WLWT News 5's John London was there for today's services. He's live tonight outside the Cintas Center, where many tears and memories were shared today. John.
Yeah, it was a very somber scene here, Cherie, but also a very respectful one from start to finish, and for the police family, really a reaffirmation of its place in the community. They felt the support today as citizens joined them here to honor Officer Kim and pay tribute to his final ride. Police from all corners of the community and the country came to honor someone Chief Jeffrey Blackwell called a daily example of what a real man is. They heard Sonny Kim's brother cut to the core of what made him so exemplary, not just as an officer, but as a citizen. He was a man about character, is the way Mickey Kim expressed it.
Your race, creed, or color had absolutely nothing to do with the way he sized you up.
All the rituals, all the rich traditions of police funerals, all the somber and sincere sympathies were on display. The embraces seemed tighter and longer. Old friends reconnected. James Craig, who was chief here and now chief in Detroit, made the ride back with 7 of his officers.
But he is the kind of officer that epitomizes neighborhood policing.
As the police family mourned a full week since the tragedy, everyone in uniform understood intuitively that last Friday's fatal bullet could have found them.
Calling 911 with the express purpose to kill the first responder is a monstrous act of evil and a reminder of how thin the line is between peace and chaos.
What will the youth in today's crowd take away from what they heard and saw here today? Like 14-year-old Kaylin Strother, whose mother and father are both officers.
My dad really cared about him, and something that cares to my dad cares is just for me too. And it just makes me feel sad that he's sad about this.
We talk constantly, but there's nothing that you can really prepare yourself for when something like this happens and your son or daughter is watching you put your vest on every day, put the gun belt on every day. You know, it's a lot.
City Manager Harry Black describing Officer Sonny Kim as a model officer and a model citizen, something that we heard residents of the neighborhoods in District 2 echo all week. Live at the Cintas Center, John London, WLWT News 5.
Several officers telling us today how much they appreciate the turnout and the support they've received during this very difficult week. WLWT News 5's Curtis Fuller is live outside the cemetery tonight, where that support has been strong and clear all day long. Curtis.
Well, Cherie, you're right. All day long, there were hundreds of people lined outside here on Montgomery Road, outside the Gate of Heaven Cemetery throughout the day. And inside, it was private, a private ceremony. The heavy rain caused some inconvenience, but the grade 5 service moved forward as planned. Hundreds of officers stood with his family as Officer Sonny Kim was laid to rest. It was an impressive show of unity, a show of love, a final call for an officer everyone seemed to agree was one of the best.
Communications to badge P396, Officer Kim, signal 44. Be advised, badge P396 does not respond. We are unable to contact him. Police Officer Sonny Kim is unable to respond after having been shot and killed in the line of duty the morning of June 19th, 2015, near Rowe and Wetzel in Cincinnati District 2.
You know, one other very impressive thing we saw today, it was a group of motorcyclists, former police officers, and firefighters all out here. Some of them are still current firefighters and police officers. They came out here on their bikes to show their support, and you ask them, why were they here? They said, this is what we do. We come out for things like this to show our support. They said we had to be here. Reporting live, I'm Curtis Fuller, WLWT News 5.
It really was beautiful, Curtis. Thank you. Today's funeral procession stretched several miles from Xavier's campus to the Gate of Heaven Cemetery in Montgomery. People waited for hours to show their appreciation and respect for Officer Kim and fellow officers. Since Officer Kim's death, 2 members of the Police Honor Guard have been with his body at all times, and they did not leave his side until they got to the Gate of Heaven Cemetery just after about 3 o'clock today as they prepared to lay their fellow officer to rest. And as we've been mentioning, officers from all across the country and from all over Ohio made their way to today's funeral. A caravan of police officers left Columbus this morning, making the trip down 71 to stand with our officers from the Cincinnati Police Department. Along the route, other first responders paid tribute to Officer Kim. This is video of Norwood's Fire Department saluting the motorcade as it drove up Montgomery Road toward the cemetery today. And you know, local leaders asked people to line Montgomery Road for Officer Kim's funeral procession, and boy did they ever. WLWT News 5's Janelle Walton drove the route for us today and shows us the incredible outpouring of support.
The entire funeral procession route from the Cintas Center to Gate of Heaven Cemetery was lined with people. Residents from each neighborhood along the route, Evanston, Norwood, Pleasant Ridge, Silverton, Sycamore Township, and Sims Township, came to pay their respects.
We took our lunch time to come out and pay our respects to Sonny Kim, and I'm glad to see everyone out to support him.
Some people held signs thanking Officer Kim. Many waved the American flag as the hearse carrying his body passed by. Laura Ferguson brought her nieces and nephew to watch the procession.
We take for granted that we have men and women that are willing to put their life on the line every day for us. And I just think it's important for us to say thank you.
People started to line up around 11:30 this morning, nearly 2 hours before the procession began. They say it was so important for the Kim family to see the support from the community.
Reading everything about Officer Kim and what a life he has lived here in Cincinnati and what he has done for his community, that I should come out and support him on his last day here.
Many waited for over 2 hours to bid Officer Kim a final farewell. Time, they say, they wouldn't have spent anywhere else. Janelle Walton, WLWT News 5.
And look at all of that blue in the crowd as well. One of the last stops along the procession route was Officer Kim's dojo in Sims Township. Since his death, we've talked with several students who say his honor went beyond his badge. WLWT News 5's Karen Johnson is outside the dojo for us tonight with how they're remembering the man they knew as Sensei. Karen.
Hero, father, friend, mentor, role model. Those are words I heard numerous times today from both parents and students of Sensei Kim. Today they all gathered outside of the karate studio here in Sims Township, children all dressed in karate uniforms. Along with them, a sign that reads, "Sensei, we are your legacy." As the procession pulled in here, they stopped near the sign. Children bowed one final time in front of the hearse carrying Sensei Kim and the limo his family was in. On many of their minds at this moment, the Dojo-kun, the set of rules Sensei Kim taught them.
To seek perfection of character, endeavor, be faithful, respect others, and refrain from violent behavior.
Their dojo-kun means a lot. The last part, refrain from violent behavior, it's just ironic how he was killed when he teaches them. You may always defend yourself, but you never start a fight.
And one of the students out here said if more people could live their lives like Sonny Kim, this world would be a better place. And some of the kids out here told me they now plan on working extra hard to be the person that would make Kim proud. Reporting live in Sims Township, Karen Johnson, WLWT News 5.
It was just beautiful watching those children bow today, and as the hearse went by, gives you chills. Our coverage of Officer Sonny Kim's funeral continues both on air tonight and online. Right now on WLWT.com, we have a slideshow of images from today's services, as well as more on the life and legacy of Officer Sonny Kim.
Until we meet again, may God hold you in the palm of His hand.
We want the Kim family to know law enforcement, the community, and the country are standing strong with you today.
That while we don't understand God's plan for us, we believe that God does have a plan for us.